wanted to do was just welcome everyone once again to the Professional Networkers weekly training webinar. Now, as mentioned, this is part 4 of a 12-part series that we're doing that will help you to maximize your business and gain a greater understanding of the product line, greater understanding of the company, greater understanding of, all the different things, compensation plan, all that. That will all be covered during this 12-part training series. So, again, those of you that have screen share, if you want to turn your screens on, we are getting started right now. So, now again, here's the name of what we're talking about today: how to market For Life products and who to market them towards. Now, you're going to find out through the course of this particular training session that we're going to point out particular products, what those products were formulated for, and how to approach people about them. So it's not going to be a lot of slides, but there's going to be a lot of great information. So let's go ahead and get moving here. First off, a distributor needs to evaluate the needs of the prospects. You need to know who you're marketing to. You need to know a little bit about them. You need to know, are they having health issues or having health challenges? And if so, what it is that they're looking for in our opportunity. Since the core importance of our products is transfer factors, we always share what transfer factor does. We always share its functions with people. Use the technique of transferring credibility when doing so. Now, if you remember, one of our very first segments on this training series was using and transferring credibility. Now, transferring credibility, for those of you who weren't on that or maybe don't remember what it is, transferring credibility is when you transfer, what knowledge, what qualifications people have through what you're saying. In other words, instead of saying, well, I really believe this product's going to work, you can say, well, it was university tested and proven that this product does this. Okay, you're transferring the credibility of that product through the studies. And I think this next point is going to, reiterate that. You don't just say transfer factors increase the antibodies that attach to germs and summon other killer immune system cells. Okay, that's all well and good. It's very impressive. But what you want to say is a study found that transfer factors increase the antibodies that attach to germs and summon other killer immune systems. Or you can say a clinical study by Auburn University found that transfer factors increase the antibodies. You see, what you're doing is you're transferring the credibility of these studies, the credibility of these universities, the credibility of that study. You're using that to really give the credibility to what you're about to say. Excuse me. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've covered many aspects of what transfer factors do, so let's make sure that you utilize all of that information. Transfer factors enhance the functions of other nutrients at the cellular level. This is a very important thing to mention. It enhances the function of other nutrients. This is where we talk about the synergy that transfer factor has. It doesn't just work solely with the immune system, as we all know it does. It doesn't just increase the immune system, it doesn't just modulate the system, but other nutrients that are taken with transfer factor, in concert with transfer factor, at the cellular level, transfer factor enhances their functions, causing synergy between the two. The next thing here you want to look at is, I want to go through a few products now and share with you what part of a person's health these products are targeting. Okay, this is where we get into specifics about evaluating the needs of your prospect. Okay, because there are definitely certain conditions out there, certain things going on out there with people's health, that we have products that were formulated to address those specific health challenges. Okay, so let's start off with TF Cardio. Okay. TF Cardio, there are several challenges in maintaining a healthy heart and a circulatory system. The first is that pathogens can enter into your circulatory system and create inflammation. So they create things in your bloodstream. They create things within your arteries. This inflammation that's caused by these pathogens entering the circulatory system can cause lesions in the interior, the inside part of your arteries, which can allow cholesterol into the walls of the arteries. Immune system cells enter the artery walls to try to get the cholesterol cleaned out. These cells die within the walls and create foam cells, which causes this inflammation of the veins. Transfer factors and nanofactors actually provide your immune system with the knowledge and wisdom to kill these pathogens before they ever get into the system, causing this domino effect of inflammation within the veins and arteries. Secondly, the amount of energy expended in your heart is tremendous. Did you realize that your heart beats about 4,800 times per hour? That's a whopping 115,200 times a day. Okay, over the course of a year, your heart would beat about 42,048,000 times. Now, 4Life adds CoQ10, which is used by the mitochondria to produce energy. That's added to our cardio product. So it's giving it produces the energy, which can then add to the longevity of your heartbeats and of your body being able to consume that energy to continue keeping you going. Thirdly, the walls of your arteries can become hardened and non-flexible. Okay, you don't want brittle arteries. You don't want your arteries to be hardened. They need to stay, malleable, being able to move. They need to stay flexible. The antioxidants in TF Cardio aid in keeping the walls flexible. Also, this formula assists nitric oxide production, which also aids in keeping the walls of your arteries flexible. So again, this is a product that was created specifically to address the health of the cardiovascular system and the heart. Now, all of 4Life products use transfer factors as a foundation to the other ingredients. Transfer factors affect so many body systems that it is always the foundation to the many benefits of each product. My suggestion is to Google each ingredient and get an idea of the benefits of each ingredient. So on the back of the bottle, or even if you don't have the bottle, you can go to the website and go to the product profile sheet. It will tell you, it will list off each ingredient that's involved in these different products. My suggestion is, there's so many of them, we're not going to go through them all here, but my suggestion is you could very easily go to Google, type in that particular product or that particular ingredient in the product, follow it up with the word benefits, like CoQ10 benefits or CoQ10 functions. You can find out more and more about all these different elements within our product by Googling them. Use what tools you have at your disposal. Google's very easy to use, and there's a lot of information out there. The following are some of the targets of 4Life products. First off, you have 4Life Transfer Factor Vista. Okay, Vista, this product is targeted to the eyes. Okay, the eyes are damaged over a period of time through UV light from the sun. Each area of the eyes requires certain antioxidants to protect them. 4Life Vista product contains these various antioxidants, so your eyes are fully protected. Not only that, as we know, there are transfer factors in this, not just antioxidants, and these transfer factors are targeted to support everything these antioxidants are doing specifically for the eyes. Then you have BioEFA with CLA. Now, EFA stands for essential fatty acids, okay, with CLA, which is a conjugated linoleic acid. The cells in your brain are made up of fatty substances. You've heard people refer to the brain as gray matter. Your brain is basically a giant fatty substance, okay? But within it, there are electrical signals going through there. There are things going on firing in your brain that cause us to be able to think, to be able to remember, to be able to do these functions. The brain is also responsible for making other systems in the body function how they're supposed to. So also the ingredients are great for a healthy heart. So studies find that this formula also aids in weight management. So this product here has a threefold effect. It works for the brain, it works for the heart, and it also helps with weight management. So these are things you can also suggest to someone who may be dealing with different issues with this, okay? Next, you have transfer factor Renuvo. Okay, this formula is powerful in dealing with stiffness, aches, and pains. This is something I take every day. Individuals that are suffering from arthritis should consume this product for their overall feeling of wellness. Weightlifters and runners should consume this for recovery, and that's exactly why I use it. I'm in the gym at least once a day, 5 days a week. Most of the time, I'm in there twice a day. In there in the morning before work, like I was this morning, then I'll be back in this evening. So 4Life products are not marketed to treat or cure any disease, and the FSA hasn't reviewed these, or the FDA has not reviewed these statements. So, but I wanted to make sure that you understood that this product goes far beyond just dealing with inflammation, but in a practical application, people who are involved in strenuous activities or you know, very rigorous weight training or any type of physical activity, your joints and your muscles will create inflammation due to the trauma that you're putting on them. Now, it's a trauma that's a positive trauma because you have a good, you know, your body heals and becomes stronger and you gain strength, you gain size, you gain all these things which are good. But let's face it, what you're doing when you're weightlifting or you're doing crazy cardio or you're doing running and things, you're literally tearing down the proteins in the muscle fibers. You're tearing proteins, and then they're recovering. Well, even though that's something that's good for you in the long run, it's a traumatic act to the proteins and to the muscle tissues. And so sometimes you will have aches, lactic acid is released, which causes soreness. You can also have inflammation because of this muscle tears that you're creating. So the Renuvo works in helping with that. I've noticed since I've started using it religiously that stiffness and how sore I get from workouts and stuff has decreased dramatically. It helps me tremendously in my workouts to be able to push myself harder without having all of that that inflammation and pain involved with being sore and all that stuff. So it's a great product for that. But also people who have arthritis, people who have stiffness and things, this is a great product to give them because it reduces the overall inflammation in the body, giving your body, you know, the freedom to move as it should. Now, we also have 4Life Transfer Factor Glucoach. Now, this targets healthy glucose levels. Okay, now we're talking about people who may have a predisposition to diabetes, or they may have a predisposition to blood sugar problems. Healthy glucose levels are very important, and this targets healthy glucose levels. Millions of people suffer from high glucose levels. When your glucose goes up, glycation takes place, and glycation is when two molecules or cells fuse together. It's like they're welded together, okay? When this happens, the molecules or cells render the organ that they are part of less functional, and in some cases dysfunctional. So let's say, you know, for instance, that you're having glycation in a, like say your liver or your heart, okay? Once those cells have created glycation, they become less functional because those cells are now stiffening or hardening in a sense what the particular organ that those cells are a part of. Okay, they become less functional, and sometimes they end up causing dysfunctional things to occur within the system. Sometimes it can be a autoimmune situation begins to occur. There's all kinds of things. The eyes will not see as well. The heart will have trouble keeping up your daily activities. The brain won't think or remember as well, and your skin could make you look older. These are all things that are signs and are side effects of glycation, which is caused by your glucose levels going way up. So keeping a healthy balance is what Glucoach does. This is what the product was designed for. It was targeted. The transfer factors, again, in this product have been targeted to this particular system in the body to help support healthy glucose levels. Next, we have Transfer Factor RioVita Trifactor. This is our #1 anti-aging product. Not only does it have transfer factors, but several berries that contain phenols and antioxidants, or phenols, and antioxidants that address main areas of aging. The abstract below is on a study that shows that transfer factors reduce biological age, which is amazing. In 6 weeks, these participants lost 4.4 years of biological age. on average, this is what these individuals saw. Now, biological age is really what counts. Your chronological age, or your age by, numerical age of how old you are, means very little if biologically your body is still functioning as a younger, is keeping its youth in that respect. Okay. Now, could you imagine what it will do for you in 5 years, 10 years, or even the rest of your life if you're able to use this product to help you reverse that aging process? The berries boost its effectiveness even more. So you can see here, I'll read this here. Based on the results of this study, an additional study was undertaken in 11 older men aged 55 to 73. Subjects were given 3 capsules a day of the product containing transfer factors 5 days a week for 6 weeks. Okay. At the end of the 6-week study period, a determination of biological age using the Kiev method showed a reduction of approximately 4 years. There were significant improvements in several parameters of cardiovascular function, hearing, balance, vital lung capacity, ability to hold their breath, and some subjective measures. 6 weeks is all it took, and they weren't even taking the product 7 days a week. They were taking it 5 days a week for 6 weeks, and only 3 caps a day was what they were using of the original product. They were taking a standard dosage and saw that. But transfer factor, RioVita, is our number one anti-aging product. It puts it in a liquid form. It adds berries to boost the effectiveness even more. So, these products in general are great products, but the RioVita is by far our number one anti-aging product. Now, let's have a little fun here. Well, kind of. What's next is we're literally bringing out the big guns from 4Life. All right. So check this out. 4Life Transfer Factor Pro-TF. This is our protein. Okay. The study shows below that in clinical studies, this product far surpassed any other protein product on the market. Transfer factors increase C-amp levels, which helps the protein synthesis better at the tissue level. Okay, protein synthesis, that is muscle growth. Okay, that's when the proteins are broke down. I mentioned this earlier. Proteins are torn, they're broke down, and then they repair and become bigger and become stronger. That's what protein synthesis is. So transfer factors increase the CAMP levels, which help the protein synthesis better at the tissue level. Transfer factors have empowered this protein to be the best of the best. Your immune system needs protein, and this is one of the best out there. Middle-class Indians and Americans have a tendency to gain weight as they age. You can see in the next slide the effectiveness of this product with one of Mike's staff members. I have known this person for 30 years, and I've tried everything to lose weight, but he couldn't. Look at him now. Now you see here on this graph the Pro-TF blend. It reduces hunger cravings for up to 3 hours by 62%. It stimulates fat-burning markers from visible surface fat stores for up to 3 hours by 203%. And it stimulates fat-burning markers from organ fat up to 3 hours. Now that's fat that you can't see, visceral fat, so they call that. So organ fat, it increases for the next 3 hours by 564%. That is amazing. But it can also help protect healthy muscle in people of all ages by increasing muscle growth and reducing muscle breakdown. That's the protein synthesis we were talking about. So here you see a gentleman who has, Mike is known for over 30 years, and he's tried to lose weight, and had such a hard time. In August of 2014, you see him there, and I believe his weight at that time was around 330 pounds, 325, 30 pounds. In September of 2016, only 2 years later, here you see him down to around 148 pounds. So he actually lost more weight than he currently weighs to get to this level, and he's maintained this. Okay. And so he was an avid user of the Pro-TF, and then he was, just got strict on his diet and used that to help him to replace the fat with lean muscle to help him burn fat. And another example is myself. Okay, in August of 2016, you see, you see me there playing guitar, singing. You see the muscle development. In February of 2018, you see it's beginning to develop even more. And then April of 2019, just a few months ago, here I am with, there's much more overall mass to the shoulders, the biceps, everything has grown tremendously, and it's continuing to go do that. I'm continuing to gain size and keep lean muscle. I'm beginning to see more striations and more lean muscle mass underneath all of this, and my strength is just through the roof. I'm currently, at my current age of 45, I am now bench pressing and curling and doing all those things with more weight than I ever have, even when I was in my 20s and 30s. So that's a huge testament to what the product can do and how I personally have seen it with me. So I'm going to stop there with these products, but I believe you get the point of how revolutionary these products are. And remember, look the ingredients up on Google and share the added benefits. Okay, I've been sharing the benefits of transfer factors for a couple weeks throughout this training series. So combine these benefits, and your customers and distributors will be amazed. So what you have to do at this point is, now that you can understand how to find out what the person needs, you can understand how these different products address their different needs. Okay. Also, don't forget to transfer credibility when you're doing this. Again, take each of these products, look them up on Google, the other ingredients. We know what transfer factor does, but look the other ingredients up of these products so that you have a fuller understanding of exactly what it is that we're offering and what these other nutrients within the transfer factor products, what they're doing. Because these are all things that will help you to be more effective as you market the transfer factor products. So that being said, that will conclude the presentation for today. And so we're going to, thank you all for being on the line. If anyone has any questions, again, we prefer that you put them in the chat session, but we're going to open this back up and see if anyone has any questions about the presentation today.